This is Chris at the Wyoming State Library. Welcome to another Database of the Month tutorial, Health Resources in GoWild.net. Whether you are looking for help with your New Year's resolutions, a medical condition, drug information, or a research assignment, we have resources in GoWild.net. We'll begin with a couple of very basic consumer interest resources. I'm going to start here on our subject area, Health and Medicine. And we'll begin with these top two, Health and Wellness Resource Center and MedlinePlus. MedlinePlus is National Library of Medicine's site for consumer health information with information on diseases, conditions, and wellness issues. Here you'll find health topics, drug and supplement information, surgical and anatomy videos, interactive tutorials, as well as quizzes and calculators, such as calcium calculator and body mass index calculator. Here on the main page, there's a search box at the top right, and notice that you can switch navigation in this page into Spanish. There's information about MedlinePlus, and as we scroll down, we'll see the tabs that we'll go into. There's a link and a search box for a medical dictionary. Information about your health here in the middle, and notice it's by demographic population. They also have health news. You can sign up for health topic emails. And here at the bottom right, you can get their magazine, get easy to read links, and if we click on multiple languages, you'll see that you can find health information in all of these languages. So if you have a population of, for example, Vietnamese speakers, these are the health information sources that you can get in Vietnamese. Let's begin here with the Health Topics tab. They've divided the topics into body location and systems, disorders and conditions, diagnosis and therapy, demographic groups, and fitness and exercise. I'm going to select eyes and vision here under body location and systems. Under the diagram of the eye, you'll see all the eye and vision topics. If I select one, for example, macular degeneration, each one of these health topic pages gives a description here at the top, followed by an email box that you can get updates on the specific topic. A few start here articles, and then their linked table of contents. All of them will include basic information, latest research information, a reference shelf where you can learn more about this specific topic, if there are tutorials and videos, and then if there are patient handouts, for example. If we click on one of those, for example, diagnosis and symptoms, it will jump us to that spot in our topics page. Notice where these things are coming from: American Association for Pediatric Ophthalmology, American Academy of Ophthalmology, National Eye Institute. So the information is not gathered onto this page, rather links are gathered here so that you can find the specific information. So if we went to the dry macular degeneration at Mayo, here's their page at their site. I'm going to jump back to health topics. If we were to select another one, for example, here under health and wellness, and we select fitness and exercise and go into one of their topics, again, you'll see the same page layout. Information here at the top, somewhere to start articles, and then their linked table of contents, again with all those same sort of topics. On the right-hand side of each one, they link you into the medical encyclopedia for appropriate topics. There's a related topic link, and those items under this topic available in specific languages. What's nice at the very bottom of this page, and I'll jump to that, is the patient handouts. If you're doing programming in your library or working with specific groups, these might be useful to you to print out and use in your programming or to post in your library. Also under health topics, in addition to these categories, you'll notice that there's an alphabetic link across the top. Here I can just select an alphabetic list and find something I was interested in. So for example, peptic ulcer, and you can jump to a topic that way as well. The next tab over is drugs and supplements. Here you can find out about prescription drugs as well as over-the-counter medicines, and look at dietary supplement information and herbal remedy information. We do this by using the alphabetic link. I'm going to select Xalcori, and notice it says a See Also tab to get to its proper name. Each one of these drug and supplement drug pages here in MedlinePlus will have this very same information that you'll find here in the link table of contents. So you can go right to what special dietary instructions you have, what to do if you forget a dose, what side effects there are. There's also a link here to Daily Med, which are the FDA approved drug inserts. At the top, you can switch from healthcare professional to consumer or patient and type in your prescription. And it will give you the detailed drug information. So dosage forms, drug interactions, clinical studies, and all of that will open up if you just click on the plus and minus signs. The other thing under drugs and supplements is the herb and supplements link, and I'm going to click on all herbs and supplements. Again, we've got our alphabetic list of herbs and supplements, or we can jump to something using the alphabetic link here at the top. And I'm going to select milk thistle, and it takes me to a page created by the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health. Here it gives me information about milk thistle itself. What's different about these when you're looking at these supplements and herbals is that it has a link to what the science says, which will be very important information when you have people looking up information on these various supplements. The next tab over is videos and cool tools. Here you'll find interactive tutorials, and notice it gives the categories, and we click on one of those, and here's your tutorial that you just click to start and go through this specific tutorial on something that you're needing to find out about, an upcoming procedure, for example. They also have anatomy videos and a very extensive list here. So if we went into the one on blood pressure, for example,
normal blood pressure is important for proper blood flow to the body's organs and tissues. Each heartbeat forces blood to the rest of the...
So these can be really useful when you've got someone studying a specific topic or have been diagnosed with something. This gives them some background information. The next category are surgery videos. These are actual operations performed at medical centers here in the United States. They are webcasts of the actual surgical procedure and a huge list. If someone is studying that particular procedure or is about to have that procedure and is really wanting to know more about it, you can find that here under the video and cool tools. They also include calculators, quizzes, and games so that you can look up different things, different calculations. For example, here's an asthma quiz. There's also things on back and body weight information. A big list there as well under these health check tools. So check out some of the health news, topics, supplements, and video and cool tools here in MedlinePlus. The other one I want to highlight here under some general interest for consumer is the Health and Wellness Resource Center from Gale. You've got a search box as well as the tabs across the top. We can narrow our search to refereed publications or just some consumer health information depending on who we're helping with this. There's a search box for drugs and herbs as well as symptoms. And we can look at diseases and conditions, alternative medicine, and drugs and herbs as we've seen before. They also include a search directory so you can look up physicians and offices and a medical dictionary. There's also a health assessment tools here and calculators like we saw in MedlinePlus. So here's their list of calculators: body mass index, fiber. So you can go into, for example, this is University of Maryland's fiber calculator. Let's begin here with the diseases and conditions. We can run through the list alphabetically and use the alpha list here to jump to our specific disease or condition. And I'm going to select sciatica. At the top of the health and wellness page, you'll get the source citation information and then our linked table of contents. All of these pages will have the same information in their table of contents and included in the descriptions. So we can jump to diagnosis for sciatica, then it moves on into treatment, and I can just keep scrolling down. All of them include key terms, which is going to be really valuable information. And at the bottom, they always have for more information. The next tab over is alternative medicine, and I'm going to select acne. Here under alternative medicine, they also give our source citation, our linked table of contents. So here under my alternative medicine information, I can jump to allopathic treatment, topical drugs, oral drugs, things like that. The next tab over is drugs and herbs. Here we can search a specific drug or herbal. Let's stick with our milk thistle there. So here's what it looks like as our results in this particular resource. You'll see that we have quite a few places where that shows up, but I'm interested mostly in this specific sheet about it. So I'm going to select this first one. And here's the information about milk thistle. It looks different than the one we saw in MedlinePlus, so I think you'll want to compare both of them and look up terms in both of these resources. Let's look up a specific drug and we'll compare it to the one we saw in Zalcori. So that was the herb, the first one. Here's what their drug information sheet looks like. These are all written for the consumer. And what's different on this one is you can also search for symptoms. So we can put a symptom in, and it gives all these pages and pages of hit results with the word wheezing. So you'll see that you'll want to create a more detailed search here once you've reviewed the kinds of information that will come up. To get a handle on all of that, up here at the top, you'll see that there's a link to search tips that will help you set up your search, narrow your search, broaden your search. And there's also a help link at the top, which shows you some information about regular searching and more ways to search. So looking at that diseases and conditions, drugs and herbal remedies. So take a look at those helpful sheets that they have under search tips and help, as well as their guided tour. The next one we're going to look at includes consumer and scholarly information. So rather than going to the health and medicine subject page, I'm going to go to the nursing and allied health. And here we're going to take a look at ProQuest Health and Medicine. ProQuest Health and Medicine is a subset of our ProQuest databases, and if I click on all databases, you'll see that here's our ProQuest Central, and it's divided into arts, business, dissertations, etc., including health and medicine. Once in health and medicine, we can scroll through the 24 available databases, and you'll see that most of those are scholarly. with a couple here available under more consumer health information. The search box at the top, I will search all 24, or you'll notice that I can click on search here next to a database and search that one specifically. Well, let's take a look at this one by searching all 24. Here's our search results for aging and vitality, searching all of the health and medicine databases in ProQuest, and you'll see I have over 16,000 hits. I can use the search within button to narrow my search, or on the right hand side of my search results page, you'll see that I can narrow to peer reviewed. I can narrow by source type, so you'll see I have dissertations, scholarly journals, trade journals, magazines, and there's a link here that says more options. To the right of each one of those, it tells you my hit count on my results list. These source types are also indicated on my results page to the left of each title with the icon. So that one's indicating scholarly journals. Number 3 is indicating a trade journal. Here number 6 is telling me it's a wire feed. In addition to narrowing here by source type or peer reviewed, you'll see if we click on the little plus sign, I can open up and narrow by publication title. I can narrow by document type, by subject. And again, notice we've got our subjects and there's a more option so you can see what all is available. We can also scroll down, and if we didn't narrow by the database on the main page, I can do that now that I've discovered I have 16,000 hits. And again, here's my database designation. I can click on more, and now I can find the ones I'd like to narrow to. And since I'm more interested in consumer, I'm going to click on the ProQuest Family Health one, apply that, and now I've narrowed it down to 1,500 results. Still a large number, but better than 16,000. Here it gives you information about it. As we saw, as we will see in both EBSCO and in ProQuest, we do have our preview icon here, so I can take a look at the abstract and information without clicking on the title, going into the record, and coming back out to my results list. It also indicates whether it's in full text HTML, full text PDF, or if I just have a citation and abstract. When I go into one of my articles, you'll see that I can print, email, get citation information. I can also export and save it, or save to a My Research if I create a My Research folder here in ProQuest. You'll also see on the right hand side that I can see this in full text PDF by clicking on that link. To get back to my results, it's here at the top left, and it takes me back to my main page. I'm going to come back out to our Go Wild subject health page, and I can go into health and medicine or nursing and allied health for this next one. We're going to take a look at Alt Health Watch. This is a more focused database on complementary, holistic, and integrative approaches to healthcare and wellness. All the EBSCO databases look like this. The search box here in the middle, I can go from basic to advanced search. In the top, I can look at subjects, look at a publications list, and search for images. So here in Alt Health Watch, let's take a look at seasonal affective disorder, and it's got an autofill here in EBSCO. Here are my results. To the right of each title, of course, I've got my preview icon letting me know abstract information and whether or not it's in full text. On the left-hand side, there's my search terms. I can narrow this to scholarly peer-reviewed journals. I can pull my date bars forward or back to narrow the number of publications. I can also narrow to magazines, academic journals, and if I click on subject, it will open up the subjects in my results list, giving the number of hits, and notice there's a show more. I can also do that for publications involved in this search result. So let's narrow one. I'm going to narrow this to scholarly. which takes me down to 11 search results items. And then I can go into the full text of my item. If you get in and there's just an abstract, be sure and look for the PDF full text link. On the right hand side, here's where I can print, email, save, and again in an EBSCO get citation information, as well as export that. I'm going to go back to my results list. If I have narrowed too far, down to 11, notice here it has put my limiters, and I can click in the X and take my limiter off, and I've gone back to my 119. The same will happen if I select a subject, for example. I do treatments for seasonal affective disorder. There are my articles, and again, there's my limiter here in the top left. When you're in an EBSCO database, above the search box, there's a link to choose databases. This lets you search across all of our available EBSCO resources. So if I wanted to, I could, in addition to Alt Health Watch, do our Health Source Consumer and one over here called AHFS Consumer Medication Information. If I click in those boxes and say OK, it's now going to search across all of those databases. And if I click Show All, you'll see all the ones I'm going to be searching for my search term. But the one I want to show right now is I'm going to take my checks off here and just look at the consumer medication information. AHFS is the American Society of Health System Pharmacists, and they've created this resource for consumers. I'm going to stick with our Zalcori here, just so we can compare resources and you can get an idea of which ones you might use. So here's their results, one in English, one in Spanish, and it's our consumer information, medication information. They have a link table of contents as well, so we can jump right down to special dietary instructions, precautions, side effects for that specific drug. And I can print, email, and save that as well. The next ones we're going to look at are here in the nursing and allied health. And I'm not going to go into great detail about these, but I'll encourage you to take a look at both of these. I'm going to open both of them at the same time. We're going to look at Health Source Nursing Academic, and we're going to look at Nursing Resource Center. So if you've got nursing students coming into your library, students looking at medical research, take a look at these two. The Nursing Resource Center was designed to support nursing programs at 2-year and 4-year colleges, voc ed, and high schools, and for the public libraries that support those folks. This is information geared for research needs of nursing students. You'll see here in this database that we have our basic search box, and we'll look at that. They also include here along the top, you can go into their publication list, an advanced search, a subject guide. They also have a nursing toolbox, which gets you to page links for things like nursing abbreviations and acronyms, which might be useful, English, Spanish words and phrases. They also let you search terms in the NIC, which is the Nursing Intervention Classifications, the NOC, which is the Nursing Outcomes Classifications, and the NANDA, which is the Nursing Diagnosis and Diagnostic Terms. So all of those might be helpful for your nursing students. I'm going to do a search here on intravenous antibiotics so you can see both of these and their search results. Here are my results in Nursing Resource Center. You notice that there are tabs at the top. I can go to interventions, diseases and conditions, or into my journal citations or related articles. It'll tell me on the right hand side of each title what that item is. So here's an article, report, or case studies as I move down, including disease and disorder overviews. In Health Source Nursing Academic Edition, if we do that same search, Here are results for our same search. So you can compare what information you're getting and who it's directed towards and how useful it is for your different students. In HealthSource Nursing Academic, you also have the subject tab or publications list. They also include a medical dictionary, and under more, they also have an image search tab. So for example, if I put in nervous system, it will give me a list of results with the thumbnail of each one of the images, and notice that these images are images found in articles. So I got quite a few on my hit list. I can click on the title or my thumbnail image. Gives me the image and the image caption information. But notice here on the left-hand side, I can jump now to the original article. The next one we're going to look at is here under Nursing and Allied Health as well, and it's called StatRef. And StatRef is a full-text resource that enables users to cross-search evidence-based and authoritative healthcare references. This can be connected to remotely or has mobile access as well. So check out some of these boxes and availability. Notice here in the middle there's a training center. So there's a StatRef demo tutorial and videos and a quick guide. But on the left-hand side is what I want to show you, and that's these full-text resources. I'm going to select one of these. If I scroll down and hover over a title, it gives me the abstract information of the title. And notice it's very current. This one's 2014. I'm going to select Essentials of Anatomy and Physiology, just so you can see that you have full-text access to this text. This is a 2015. There's the title page information. On the left-hand side, you'll get a linked table of contents. So if we go to chapter 12 on the heart, what's great about this is that in this resource, you'll get student objectives, terminology, and then the text. On the left-hand side, it's now opened up information about my chapter, so I can jump right to, for example, cardiac cycle and heart sounds. And notice at the end of each chapter, I have a summary, I have a study outline, and it jumps me to those figures in my text. There's also review questions, and it will jump right to that information in the text, and it gives them information for further thought. So a great teaching tool, great text for learning here in these full texts in StatRef. You can also look at those by clicking on the bookshelf here at the top left, which gives me the covers, and again, if I hover over it, it will give me information about that text. You can sign in to StatRef so you can keep your favorites logged in and look at evidence alerts, evidence-based medicine alert. There is included a Stedman's Medical Dictionary, Med Calculator, which is a medical reference tool set for your students. It also includes something called Nursing Podcasts. These podcasts are designed to help students practice for the NCLEX RN test. And notice here's the links to each one of those podcasts. So explore this one. There's a lot of great information. And speaking of practice tests, the last one I'm going to show is here at Learning Express Library. Learning Express Library includes practice tests, tutorials, and ebooks. We're going to go into the Career Center, where we have a link to practice for an entrance exam and prepare for an occupation exam. I'm going to click on Prepare for an Entrance Exam. And on the left-hand side, I can select different categories. I can select Prepare for Allied Health Programs and Nursing School Entrance Tests. If I click on Nursing School Entrance Tests, you'll see I have my practice entrance tests and ebooks here at the top. So there's all our practice tests, including biology, chemistry, general science, math, and a lot more. If I go to my ebooks, here's the Nursing School Entrance Exam 3rd edition ebook. Under Allied Health Programs, here's entrance tests and ebooks as well. I can jump down to occupation exams. I can go into, for example, nursing. And here's where Prepare for the NCLEX RN as well as PN and Nursing Assistant and Nurse Aide certification. You'll notice that to the right of each one of these reviews, exams, practice tests, tutorials, and ebooks, it has login to use. Back on the main page of Learning Express Library, you'll see that it gives you a box to create a login. This login is separate from your library card. It's one each individual creates using their email and creating a password. That lets you go into each test, ebook, tutorial, and you can get time tests, your tests scored, come back to finish the test, come back to a tutorial. So a very useful resource. You can also use the search box here in the middle. So if I just put in the NCLEX, here's NCLEX PN, RN, practice exams 1, 2, and I can do that as well. So going in, using that search box. To pull all of this information together, we've created a LibGuide, a research guide. You can find it here at the top of the GoWild.net page under Help and Tutorials. This lists all the research guides that we've created thus far. If you scroll down, you'll find the research guide to health and medicine. Databases that we looked at today are listed here at the top, selected databases. There's a link to Alt Health Watch, MedlinePlus, etc. You'll also see a link to the Health and Medicine subject page and the Nursing and Allied Health subject page there on GoWild.net. Below that will be the webinar tutorials that are available for those databases and topics created by the State Library as well as those created by the vendors. We've linked to other LibGuides as well as support materials here for health and medicine. There's the link to Learning Express Library, a MedlinePlus brochure, resources for teaching MedlinePlus, Nursing Resource Center fact sheet, and a lot more here that might be of use as you're working through this topic. At the top right of each one of these research guides, there's a link back to GoWild.net. We've moved the tutorials, the webinars, to a research guide page. Tutorial today will be here at the top. There's also a link out to the Wild Databases blog, which may have information that'll be of use to you, not only for the health topic, for any topic related to our GoWild.net resources. Here you'll find topic information as well as content changes and additions. A great way to keep up to date on all our GoWild.net resources. And all of that can be linked here on this research guide. On the left-hand side of each research guide is a subject category. So here's the one for health and medicine. We also have them for all these other topics. So if there's something else you're looking for, there's for literature, which links to our databases, back to the subject page on GoWild.net, as well as helpful information on Reader's Advisory, poetry, tutorials, and additional material. So I encourage you to take a look at health and medicine and nursing and allied health subject categories on GoWild.net, as well as the research guide. Take a look at the great variety and find the pieces that would work for you and your patrons and the students coming in your door. Thanks for joining in today. Bye now.